let's just rip the Band-Aid off. The design process you were taught? Yeah, it's pretty much dead. And the thing that killed it is the absolutely insane speed of AI. So let's break down what's really going on, and more importantly, what it means for you.
So let's ask the hard questions right up front. Is that design process you've spent years, maybe even your entire career perfecting, is it now completely obsolete? And are these AI-powered engineers basically making your beautiful pixel-perfect mockups totally irrelevant? The answer? Well, it might not be what you think.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This isn't just some hot take. Jenny Nguyen, who's the head of design over at Claude, she puts it bluntly. She says, and I'm quoting here, "This design process that designers have been taught, that we sort of treated as gospel, that's basically dead." Oof.
So what's the murder weapon here? It's pure, unadulterated engineering speed. Think about this. Today, a single engineer can basically run what feels like 7 AI agents all at once. They're just building and shipping at a pace we've never seen before. The old, slow, methodical way, it just can't keep up. No way.
Okay, so this creates a massive shift. We're talking about a designer's entire day-to-day work getting flipped on its head. This is the new reality. Let's rewind the clock just a little bit. In the before times, before AI really took over, a designer's week was pretty predictable. A huge chunk of it, like 60 to 70%, was all about mocking things up and building prototypes. That was the job. Now let's fast forward to today. Whoa, what a difference. That mocking time, it's been cut in half, down to maybe 30 or 40%. So where did all that time go? Well, it's been funneled into 2 completely new areas. First, jamming directly with engineers. We're talking deep, constant collaboration. And second, and this is a big one, spending 20 to 30% of their own time on actual implementation and coding.
And this squeeze isn't just about your daily to-do list. It's messing with the entire strategic landscape. You remember those big, grand 2 to 5 year design visions we used to make? Yeah, toss them out. The planning horizon has been crushed down to just 3 to 6 months. That's how fast things are moving.
So, the big question is, in this crazy, fast-paced new world, how do you actually survive? How do you thrive? Well, it looks like it boils down to fitting into one of 3 brand new designer archetypes.
First up, we have the strong generalist. You've probably heard of being T-shaped, right? Deep in one skill. Well, forget that. This person is block-shaped. They're not just dabbling. They are 80th percentile good at several different things. Product, engineering, and design. They can just jump between those roles without missing a beat.
The second option is to go the complete opposite direction. Become the deep specialist. This is the person who decides to go all in and become truly world-class. We're talking top 10% in the world at one very specific thing. Maybe it's absolutely stunning visual design, or maybe it's super technical, complex implementation. And then there's the third type, and this one's kind of interesting, the craft new grad. Their biggest strength, their superpower, is that they have a blank slate. They're not stuck in the old ways of doing things. They can pick up these new AI tools and workflows faster than anybody because they have no bad habits to unlearn.
Okay, so if the roles on the ground are changing this drastically, what does that mean for leadership? Well, you guessed it. This new era demands a totally different kind of design manager. Here's the key. If you're going to lead a team through this massive shift, you can't just sit in meetings and manage from a distance. Nope, you've got to get back on the tools yourself. You need to do some of that hands-on work again to really understand what your team is going through, to build real empathy, and to actually know what you're talking about.
In this new world, you don't build trust by launching something perfect. You build trust with speed. What does that look like? It means you launch early, maybe even calling it a research preview. You openly admit, hey, this isn't perfect yet. You promise to iterate like crazy based on what users tell you. And then, this is the most important part. You actually show them you're listening by shipping fixes and updates super, super fast. So, this all leads to the elephant in the room, right? If AI is going to be doing so much of the heavy lifting, where do we, the humans, actually fit in? What's left for us to do?
All right, what about those uniquely human things, like taste, judgment, and a real design sense? Can AI learn that? Jenny Nguyen's take here is pretty provocative. She basically says, yes, it will. And not only that, she thinks we designers might be holding on to that idea that we're special a little bit too much.
But don't panic. There are at least 3 core human roles that are absolutely essential. First, accountability. At the end of the day, a person has to be responsible for the final call. Second,
is judgment. A human has to decide what's even worth building in the first place. And third, curation. This is the skill of spotting those golden nugget ideas that AI or other people might just completely miss.
This idea of curation leads us to a really cool mental model called the legibility framework. Just picture a simple 2x2 grid. On one axis, you have legible ideas. These are the ideas everyone gets. They make perfect sense. But on the other axis, you have illegible ideas. These are the weird ones, the ones that don't make sense at first. And it's in that illegible box where the real game-changing innovation is usually hiding.
And that right there, that is your new superpower as a designer. It's about becoming a master curator. Your job is to find those weird, illegible ideas that have massive potential and then use all your design skills to translate them, to shape them, until they become something the rest of the organization and the world can finally see and get excited about.
All right, time for our core debrief. Let's get these numbers straight. Mocking time slashed from over 60% down to the 30 to 40% range. Jamming with engineers, that's now a huge part of the job, also 30 to 40% of your time. Your vision horizon, it's shrunk from years down to just a few months. And the key to winning? You gotta be a strong generalist, a deep specialist, or a craft new grad. Got it?
So what's the one big thing to take away from all this? Here it is. In the age of AI, your value as a designer isn't about making a perfect, polished artifact anymore. Your value is in making the whole team faster and in shaping the direction of the product through constant, deep collaboration. It's about being a catalyst, not just a creator.
All right, let's get into it. Time for our hardcore debate. This whole death of the design process thing, is it a genius evolution that's going to unlock incredible innovation, or is it a guaranteed nosedive for product quality? I want to know what you think. State your case and your reasons in the comments.
Go ahead, drop your argument in the comments. And for everyone who does, we'll send over our mind map of that legibility framework we talked about, so you can start spotting those game-changing ideas yourself.